Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel that cares about your health, especially the health of our beloved seniors. If you're someone who looks after aging parents, grandparents, or you're preparing for your own golden years, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an important health update. Your support helps us reach more families with life-changing information. Now, let's talk about something we all assume is healthy: vegetables. Most of us were raised to believe that eating plenty of vegetables is key to a long, healthy life, and for the most part, that's absolutely true. But here's the twist: not all vegetables are safe for older adults. In fact, some vegetables can silently worsen existing health conditions like inflammation, high uric acid levels, poor digestion, and joint pain. Sounds surprising. It is, but it's also true that as we age, our metabolism slows down, our digestive system becomes more sensitive, the kidneys and liver aren't as efficient. What this means is that the same vegetable that's healthy for a 30-year-old might actually cause problems for someone in their 60s or 70s. Let me give you a quick example. I once spoke to a woman who lovingly cooked homemade meals for her elderly father every day. Lots of green vegetables, no fried foods, low salt, all the right things. But her father constantly complained about stiff joints, bloating, and trouble sleeping. After weeks of observation and a nutritional consult, we found the culprit. Two kinds of vegetables she thought were helping were actually causing discomfort. Once she made the right changes, his symptoms dramatically improved within 2 weeks. Here's the reality: most people don't realize that some vegetables, yes, even the green leafy ones, can trigger inflammation or spike uric acid. Others may create excessive gas in the gut or worsen acid reflux. Over time, these effects can reduce quality of life, limit mobility, and even lead to chronic illness. So today, we're going to shed light on something that most doctors don't discuss in detail: which vegetables should seniors avoid, and which ones should they eat more of? How do you tell if a veggie is helping or harming your loved one? What signs should you watch for in their digestion, energy, and pain levels? In this 5-part series, we're going to walk through the most common vegetables that silently worsen senior health, why these vegetables are harmful specifically for older adults, real-life examples and case studies from American families, safer, healthier vegetable alternatives that support digestion, joints, and heart health, and a final summary with practical tips to transform your grocery list and meal planning. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap for feeding your senior family member in a way that's not only safe but deeply nourishing. Let me be clear, I'm not here to tell you to throw away your entire veggie drawer. This is about precision, not panic. The right vegetables can add years to someone's life. The wrong ones, eaten often, can take away their comfort, their mobility, and their smile. Imagine reducing your parents' joint pain just by removing one type of vegetable from their dinner plate. Imagine helping them sleep better simply by switching to a gentler green. These aren't miracles, they're results of making informed choices. Too often, these things go unnoticed until it's too late. That's why I'm asking you to stick with me through all 5 chapters. Together, we'll take small steps that create big changes. In the next chapter, I'll introduce the first vegetable that may be quietly doing more harm than good. Very popular leafy green that most Americans eat without thinking twice, so stay tuned. And once again, please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you care about, especially if they're caring for aging parents or loved ones. This knowledge can make all the difference. If you've been with me since chapter 1, you already know that not all vegetables are safe for older adults. Some can trigger joint pain, increase uric acid, worsen bloating, and put strain on aging kidneys and digestion. And today, we're going to look at one of the most common culprits: spinach. Yes, spinach. The very vegetable that's been praised in every health magazine and cartoon for decades can actually become a silent threat for seniors, especially when consumed in large amounts or too frequently. Let's talk about why. Spinach is rich in nutrients. It's high in iron, vitamin K, fiber, and plant-based protein. It sounds great, right? But here's the problem. Spinach also contains high levels of oxalates. These are natural compounds found in many leafy greens. In small amounts, oxalates aren't harmful. But when seniors with slower kidney function consume too much spinach, those oxalates start to accumulate. And when oxalates build up, they can form kidney stones. Now, imagine an older adult already struggling to drink enough water, with kidneys that aren't filtering as well as they used to. If spinach is part of their daily smoothie or salad, they could be unknowingly setting themselves up for a very painful condition, one that often leads to emergency room visits and even surgery. Let me tell you about James, a 75 retiree in Florida. Every morning he made a green smoothie with bananas, almond milk, chia seeds, and 2 big handfuls of raw spinach. He thought he was doing everything right, avoiding sugar, staying active, keeping up with his vitamins. But within a few months, James started to feel sharp pain in his lower back. His urine was darker than usual. Eventually, he was diagnosed with calcium oxalate kidney stones. His doctor asked about his diet and immediately spotted the problem. Too much spinach, too often, combined with his age-related kidney slowdown, it was a recipe for trouble. Once James switched to vegetables, the pain went away. He also added more water, magnesium-rich foods, and some gentle herbal support under his doctor's guidance. So here's what I want you to take away today. Spinach isn't bad, but it's not meant for daily consumption in older adults, especially not in large, raw portions like salads or smoothies. Cooking spinach does reduce oxalates, but even then, moderation is key. Instead, here are 3 safer alternatives that are easier on the kidneys and still full of goodness. Zucchini, light, low in oxalates, and gentle on the gut. Greens cooked properly, they deliver calcium and fiber without the oxalate overload. Romaine lettuce, crisp and refreshing, but much less likely to cause kidney stress than spinach or kale. These swaps may seem small, but over time, they protect your loved one's kidneys from silent strain. Remember, seniors don't need high doses of plant compounds. They need balanced, digestible nutrition. It's not just about what's healthy, it's about what's safe for the body you're feeding. So next time you reach for that giant bag of spinach, pause and think about who's going to eat it. If it's a senior, maybe choose zucchini instead. Roast it, salt it, or blend it into a soup. You'll get nutrients without the hidden risks. And if you're caring for someone who already has a history of kidney stones, gout, or urinary issues, take this tip seriously. High oxalate foods are everywhere, but awareness is everything. In the next chapter, we'll dive into another vegetable that often surprises people. It's crunchy, found in most salads, and can trigger gut inflammation in older adults. You don't want to miss it. Before we go, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Every action you take helps this message reach more families, and maybe even prevent unnecessary pain. If you've been following from the beginning, you already know that what we often label as healthy can become problematic when we're caring for the elderly. And today we need to talk about a very popular veggie that's found in countless American meals: cabbage. Now, before you frown, I know what you're thinking. Cabbage is cheap, crunchy, full of fiber, and a staple in coleslaw, stir-fries, and soups. What could possibly be wrong with it? Well, for many seniors, cabbage is a silent trigger for digestive distress. Let's unpack this. As people age, their digestive enzymes decrease, the gut lining becomes thinner, gas doesn't move through the body as easily. Add in medications that many seniors take, like those for blood pressure, cholesterol, or arthritis, and digestion slows even further. Now enter cabbage. Cabbage belongs to a group of vegetables known as cruciferous vegetables, which also includes broccoli, cauliflower, and Brussels sprouts. These veggies are high in raffinose, a type of carbohydrate that's very hard to digest. When raffinose hits the large intestine, it ferments. This fermentation causes bloating, gas, and sometimes severe abdominal cramps, especially in older adults. Let me share a story from real life. Margaret is a 68-year-old retired school teacher from Michigan. She loved cooking her famous cabbage soup, a family recipe passed down from her grandmother. Every fall and winter, it was her go-to comfort dish. But over time, Margaret noticed she felt unwell after meals. Her stomach swelled. She passed excessive gas. Sometimes the pain was sharp enough to keep her from sleeping. Her doctor suggested eliminating cruciferous vegetables for 2 weeks and watching what happened. Sure enough, once she removed cabbage from her meals, her symptoms disappeared. Later, she reintroduced a small amount of cooked carrots and zucchini into her soup, and never looked back. The taste was still warm and familiar, but now her digestion was peaceful. Here's the key. Cabbage isn't evil, but it requires strong digestion, something many seniors simply don't have anymore. And when cabbage isn't broken down properly, it becomes fuel for bacteria in the gut. That's when the real trouble begins. Bloating, discomfort, gas, and even a weakened gut barrier. So, what should you do? If your loved one loves cabbage but often complains of gas, indigestion, or abdominal pressure, it might be time to try some gentler, vegetables that still bring flavor and fiber without the side effects. Here are 3 gut-friendly alternatives to cabbage. Carrots, naturally sweet, easy to digest, and soothing for the stomach when cooked. Green beans, soft, light, and far less likely to cause gas when steamed or sautéed. Parsnips, an underrated root vegetable with a mild flavor and smooth texture that's kind to aging digestion. Want to keep the texture of cabbage in soups or stir? Try sliced bok choy. The tender white stems are easier on the stomach, and the green tops can be cooked until soft and digestible. Also, keep this in mind, raw cabbage is much harder to digest than cooked. If you absolutely must include it, always cook it thoroughly and serve in small amounts. More importantly, listen to your senior loved one's body. If they complain about feeling full, bloated, or tight after a meal, don't ignore it. Their gut is talking, and cabbage might be the one yelling. We all want our elders to enjoy food without fear or discomfort, and it starts with paying attention to these little things that most people overlook. In our next chapter, we'll explore a surprising vegetable that increases uric acid levels, often making arthritis and gout worse. If your loved one deals with joint pain, you can't afford to miss it. Until then, please give this video a like, share it with someone who's caring for an aging parent or relative, and don't forget to subscribe. The smallest act of awareness can lead to the biggest breakthroughs in senior health. In our last 2 chapters, we talked about how seemingly healthy vegetables like spinach and cabbage can secretly harm seniors, from damaging kidneys to disrupting digestion. Today, we're going even deeper into a group of vegetables that often fly under the radar but can cause serious inflammation in the joints. NIGHTSHADES. The one we'll focus on now is especially popular in stews, stir-fries, and pasta sauces. It's often called a superfood because of its antioxidants. But for older adults with sensitive joints, it can be a dangerous trigger. That vegetable is the eggplant, also known as aubergine in some parts of the world. Eggplant is part of the nightshade family, which also includes tomatoes, bell peppers, and white potato. These vegetables contain a compound called solanine, a naturally occurring chemical that can become problematic for individuals who are sensitive to it, especially those with arthritis or gout. Here's what solanine does. In certain people, particularly seniors whose immune systems and detoxification pathways are not as strong, solanine can irritate the joints, increase stiffness, and even worsen inflammation. Some individuals report pain flare-ups within a day or 2 after eating foods from this group. Let's talk about Linda. She's a 70-year-old grandmother from Texas who loves Southern cooking. Her favorite dish, eggplant parmesan, rich, hearty, and flavorful. She made it almost every week. But over time, she noticed that after eating it, her knees felt stiffer, her knuckles ached, walking upstairs became harder. Her doctor tested her for rheumatoid arthritis, but nothing abnormal showed up. Eventually, through an elimination diet, she discovered that eggplant was the culprit. When she cut it out, her symptoms improved drastically. When she reintroduced it, the pain came right back. Now, it's important to understand, not every senior reacts the same way to nightshades. But if your loved one has joint pain that comes and goes, or worsens after meals, it might be worth exploring. So, what can you do instead? Start by cutting back. Don't completely eliminate all nightshades at once, unless guided by a medical professional. Focus on reducing eggplant, fried potatoes, and tomato-heavy dishes if inflammation is already a concern. Here are some anti-inflammatory vegetable alternatives to eggplant. Zucchini, similar in texture, easy to cook, and gentle on the joints. Butternut squash, smooth, slightly sweet, and packed with beta-carotene, which supports healthy skin and joints. Sweet potatoes, a good swap for white potatoes, with lower glycocaloid levels and higher fiber. And here's another tip. You still want to enjoy tomatoes or peppers. Cooking them thoroughly can reduce the impact of salt. Roasted or stewed versions are usually easier on the body than raw ones. But again, the key is paying attention to the body's response. Inflammation is a warning sign. It's the body's way of saying, something isn't right here. And for older adults, whose joints are already aging, minimizing inflammatory triggers is one of the kindest things you can do. You don't need to cut out everything, but you do need to watch closely. Food should bring joy, not pain. And with a little awareness, we can help seniors continue to enjoy meals that support their bodies, not stress them. In our final chapter, we'll wrap up with the 4th harmful vegetable, review everything we've learned, and reveal for vegetables that can actually help seniors live longer and feel better. You won't want to miss it. Before you go, please like this video. Leave a comment if you or someone you love has experienced this, and make sure you're subscribed. It helps this channel grow and supports the mission of helping our seniors live well with comfort, knowledge, and dignity. So far, we've explored 3 vegetables that can silently harm our beloved seniors: leafy greens that raise uric acid, fibrous veggies that overwhelm aging digestion, and nightshades that ignite joint pain. But today, we're closing the list with a surprise entry, a vegetable that seems innocent, even healing, but can worsen blood pressure and interfere with medications in older adults. That vegetable is celery. Yes, celery. It's crunchy, hydrating, and often recommended for weight loss and heart health. But here's what most people don't realize. Celery is extremely high in natural sodium now. Sodium in moderation isn't a problem for everyone, but for seniors who are already managing high blood pressure, heart conditions, or taking diuretics, celery's sodium content can create unexpected spikes in blood pressure, water retention, and may even interact with heart medications. Let me tell you about Harold. Harold is a 70-year-old Army veteran living in Florida. He'd recently started juicing, adding celery to his morning drinks because he heard it was good for reducing inflammation. But after a few weeks, he noticed his blood pressure readings were creeping up again. Even though he hadn't changed his medication, his doctor reviewed his diet and immediately noticed the increased intake of celery. Once Harold replaced it with cucumber and leafy romaine, his numbers began to stabilize. Now, celery isn't evil, but for seniors who are salt sensitive or on medications that already affect fluid balance and blood pressure, it can cause more harm than good when eaten in excess, especially raw or juiced. That brings us to the good news. There are vegetables that don't just avoid harm, they actively heal, protect, and enhance longevity for seniors. Let me share with you 4 of the best vegetables for aging adults. These are gentle on the stomach, rich in anti-aging compounds, and safe for most medical conditions. Adding these to your plate regularly can make a real difference in energy, mood, and long-term health. 1. Carrots. Carrots are rich in beta-carotene, which converts to vitamin A, crucial for eye health, skin repair, and immune function. They're easy to digest when steamed, and their natural sweetness can satisfy cravings in a healthy way. 2. Spinach. Cooked. While raw spinach can cause issues due to oxalates, lightly cooked spinach becomes safer and easier to digest. It's high in magnesium and potassium, which support heart rhythm and muscle function in older adults. Just make sure it's not consumed daily in large quantities. Moderation is the key. 3. Zucchini. Zucchini is soft, hydrating, and full of nutrients. It's very low in calories, supports digestion, and is rich in antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect the eyes, something very important as vision declines with age. 4. Broccoli. Well cooked. While some seniors may find raw broccoli tough to digest, steamed or roasted broccoli delivers high levels of fiber, vitamin C, and anti-cancer compounds called salt. It also helps fight inflammation and supports detoxification. Let's not forget the method of preparation matters. For seniors, raw vegetables may be too harsh, but when we steam, salt, roast, or blend them into soups, we make those powerful nutrients accessible without stressing the digestive system. And most importantly, we give our elders meals they can enjoy and benefit from, without discomfort, side effects, or confusion. So, what have we learned? We discovered 4 vegetables that can be harmful for seniors when eaten frequently or in excess. Spinach, due to its oxalates and impact on kidney health. Cabbage, for its gas-causing raffinose eggplant, and nightshade that inflames joints. Celery, which can spike blood pressure due to high sodium content, and we highlighted for vegetables that nourish and protect. Carrots. Cooked spinach in moderation. Zucchini. Well-cooked broccoli. As caregivers, children, spouses, or even as seniors ourselves, we must approach food not just as fuel, but as medicine. With every bite, we're either helping our bodies heal or struggle. Food is not about fear, it's about knowledge. And with that knowledge, we create better mornings, gentler afternoons, and more restful nights for the people we love. Before I go, please remember to give this video a like, share it with someone caring for an aging loved one, and hit the subscribe button. When you support this channel, you're also supporting healthier lives for seniors across the country. You've learned something valuable today. Leave a comment, let me know how food has made a difference in your life, or the life of someone you care for. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of your elders, and take care of yourself, too.